how I built a 7-figure Instagram empire in 1 year. This is my story. So who am I? Who's this guy? My name is Arnas Gintalas. I've been running this brand called Passionate Income for the past 4 years. So quick introduction, one of my famous brands is called Passionate Income. Been running it for 4 years. For the past 3 years, I've been making at least $10,000 a month through Instagram alone, not including any of my other businesses or anything else I do. And I helped over the past 2 years as well, over 100 people one-on-one to grow a successful Instagram page, okay? So my page allowed me to do a lot of cool stuff as well. So not only receiving cool payments like that, but also living a cool lifestyle like this. So being on a private jet from Miami to Tampa, being on a 64-foot yacht with a good friend of mine and one of the best students in Dubai, just a cool lifestyle. This is my birthday this year with a bunch of entrepreneurs on a yacht, me in Cancun, also with a few friends of mine who are entrepreneurs, a cool Dubai office, another Dubai yacht, and another picture from the private jet. Oh, here we go. That's in Bali. That was my first huge trip after I started making $10,000 a month. And yeah, that was around 3 years ago. So this is Miami, Brickell, and so on and so forth. I can keep on going, but if you want to, you can, follow me on Instagram at Owner Arnas. I've been sharing this for the past 3 years on my Instagram. So how did I achieve all of this? I just didn't wake up with a 7-figure business one day, right? So I was also, a very entrepreneurial kid because I'm pretty young. I'm 21 years old right now. So you can do the math. I started Passionate Income at 17. So I just didn't wake up at 17 and I was like, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I was an entrepreneur from a very early stage. And you can ask anyone. You can ask anyone who knew me when I was 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. They would have told you, oh yeah, that person will be an entrepreneur, because I was always looking for ways to make money, right? So at an early stage, I tried dropshipping, crypto trading, multi-level marketing, affiliate marketing, starting a YouTube channel. And after trying all of these, I realized one thing, all the people I was following that were talking about, different ways of making money online. And, at the same time, not just talking about, hey, you can do dropshipping, you can do this. They were building an audience, okay? They had all one thing in common. They were building an audience online. And you see, I didn't want to be like on camera doing all of that 4 years ago at 17. English was my second language. I wasn't very confident in front of the camera. So I was like, how can I build an audience online, just like all these people that I follow do, but still like benefit from this? Because I saw people like Grant Cardone, a billionaire, and he's in front of the camera all day long uploading stories. Gary Vaynerchuk, $250 million man, and so on and so forth. Like 5 years ago, there were already plenty of these kind of people who are making insane amount of money, but they were still on social media. So I asked myself, look, if they are uploading stuff on social media and I'm not uploading stuff on social media, that means I'm missing out on something and I don't see what they see. So on November 27th of 2020, I started Passionate Income, which changed my life forever. And I didn't even know it at that time. I realized one thing. There were a lot of faceless pages at that time already, and very big ones as well. So I kind of needed to, differentiate myself. And, all of these pages were just copying each other, like making the same exact post. You would go on one page, it has that post, and then another page has the same exact post, maybe like a different coloring, but the post and the font and everything is the same exact thing, right? They didn't know that a new player is coming, which was me. I had an unfair advantage in the theme page space because I came with a fresh mind. Okay, all these people who ran big pages in 2020, they started in 2016, 2017, and in 2016 and 2017, the Instagram game was way, way different. Theme pages were way different than what they are now, right? So they had this old mindset about how to run a page, and I came with a fresh mindset, and I didn't copy anyone. I decided to bring something new to the platform and do something that no one was doing at that time. Okay. So I started taking content from TikTok and reposting it on Instagram. And Instagram Reels was a completely new thing. So I was essentially the first Instagram theme page posting actual quality reels. Were there other pages posting Instagram Reels at that point? Yes, there were, but like their reel selection was extremely poor. Okay, they didn't know what they were doing. They were just posting some random stuff. They were inconsistent. They didn't really curate the content in a good way. You know, one piece of content might be in one niche, another piece of content might be in another niche, but no one was doing it at a high level. Now there's plenty of pages doing that, but I was one of the first ones. So I told myself that I'll do this for a month. Okay, if I don't hit 1,000 followers, then I'll just forget about it, you know, and move on, and start a new business model, which is an absolutely stupid idea, but I'm very, very happy it worked. You know, I had a terrible shiny object syndrome at that point, because I mean, I was young, I was a kid, I was really eager to like make my first $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. I was like, oh my God, if I can make $10,000, that's like all the money in the world I need, right? And I was very eager to do it quick. So I had a terrible shiny object syndrome, jumping from one business model to another. So I'm happy I stuck to Instagram, you know, for the time I stuck with it, and I continued uploading without like giving up. But I was extremely consistent, 3 posts a day, and I said, look, I just need to see if this is even worth it. Like, I don't know if this is going to work. No one was talking about it because all the people who were running theme pages, they didn't want anyone knowing that they were running theme pages, unlike today. So in the first 25 days, I was at around 800 followers, which, you know, I gained by just doing like follow for follow and interacting with everyone on Instagram, which I don't recommend because those 800 followers weren't really there for my content. They were there because I used to follow them, like their stuff, and similar stuff like that. They were like inactive pages, not recommended at all, you know, but I did that and I had to go through it myself. But 33 days in, so 8 days after I hit the 800 followers, I had 20,000 followers because one of my reels absolutely blew up. And at that time, reels, again, were a new thing. So I didn't even need to have that many views in that niche to gain that amount of followers, right? I got like 4 million views on one video, and then all of my other videos started going viral. And I felt like I discovered the biggest hack on social media. Like, I felt like I discovered fire. It was absolutely insane. So I started working on a $17 ebook to make my first money and have kind of like proof of concept because, you know, I didn't know if this was gonna work at all. I was like interested in business and I wanted to do business, but I didn't know much about business. I wasn't very business savvy. I knew how to build like a pretty bad looking website, and that was everything I knew. Like, I was a complete beginner here. So it took me over a week to create the ebook. So when I launched it, I already had 50,000 followers, right? Because remember, my page was going extremely viral. One of the first pages on Instagram posting like quality reels. Everyone wanted to follow that page, right? The name was really cool, Passionate Income. Everyone's like, oh, I've never seen that before. So I made my first $1,000 with that ebook, and I hit 100,000 followers in like no time. It took less than a month to make that. And I knew I was onto something. You know, after that, I knew I was onto something because when you make your first $1,000 with like a business model as a beginner, you can kind of start seeing where this is going and how far you can go with this. And you can imagine like, okay, like if I would have this, if I would have this many followers, if I would have this many sales, it would be 10,000. And 10,000 is like the big number everyone wants to reach, right? So After that, multiple business owners reached out to me asking if I could promote their products. And I chose to promote a program as a 50% affiliate, meaning like a lot of business owners reached out and they were like, I love your page. You should promote our product. We'll give you 50% commission if someone comes from you. Hey, here's the link, right? Here's the link that will track. And every time someone purchases something from that link for whatever amount of money, we'll just give you 50%. And they had like a lot of products. It was like an upsell, downsell, upgrade, downgrade, whatever. And it was great. It was a great choice looking back because, well, I did a few posts for that affiliate and I made around $2,000. But I still had limiting beliefs and like I couldn't really scale the business. You know why? Because I was scared to make more money. And this happens to a lot of people. It's just limiting beliefs, limited mindset. You don't know if you can cross that wall. You're scared to break it. Like what happens if you make more money? Then you don't know what to do. Like where do you spend that money? You never had that money in your life. So looking back, I could have probably made just 10K a month, 15K a month, 20K a month with the same affiliate if I would have just pushed it. But then I stopped because I was scared. I would do a few posts and something about 2K a month at that point was like extremely scary for me. I don't know what. Maybe it's from like the childhood or whatever. But as soon as I would hit like 2K in a month, I would be like, okay, I'm good now. Like I'm not going to post any more ads or anything like that. So I was stuck at around 2K a month for a few months, maybe 3 or 4 months. And I started networking with more people in that period, more business owners, more entrepreneurs, more startup CEOs and stuff like that. And I started promoting a big brand on my page, which led me to making my first 10K a month, 10 months into my journey, okay? So I kept on growing the page and working with bigger and bigger brands. And that led me to growing from absolute zero to 1 million followers in 13 months from starting. And, I kept on growing the page, working with bigger and bigger brands, now. And I have started an email newsletter now, or like, should I say a year and a half ago, but now I have a pretty big email newsletter as well. So if you want to get my help on starting your Instagram automation journey and you want to join the community of winners and be mentored by me personally, DM me the word coach on Instagram at @ownerarnas.